Oh shit, we gotta turn this off because I'm gonna be demonetized. Fuck you, Morgan Wallen. All right, y'all. We got a whole nice live cut planned for you. We're gonna do it POV, and also, a lot of you guys think that I gotta do some kind of hocus pocus to my clippers to get this cut right? Y'all think so? So you put this on. Hold up, I gotta figure out. Hold this for a second, bro. Cause I don't know how to do this. Oh, we did like one of these. Okay, we're gonna go POV here. So here's the POV unit. We in the house, guys. Tuck the beard underneath here. It's ridiculous having a beard like this, right? All right, you guys. So this is what we're gonna do. Put you right here. Oh, turn you this way. Okay. So we have a full box with some clippers. I've never, ever even turned these on, opened them, or nothing. Smash a thumbs up, but I'm literally gonna pull this out of the box and I'm gonna use it to cut my man's hair right here. So that is the plan. That's what we're gonna do. Never even touched before. We have the Saber 2. These have a 2.5 hour runtime. Let's hope that, well, the battery came pretty charged. It's got a lot of grease from the factory on it. And it's set pretty good. We're gonna use it right out of the box here. The only thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead. I'll set you guys up on the stand for a second here. All I'm gonna do, forgot to put my microphone on, but it'll be what it'll be. Only thing I'm gonna do is wipe this off because it's got a little bit of grease on it. And we got the gold, and we do got the black and the gold. We got both. So we're gonna do this right here. I'm gonna take this off. That's it. I just wanted to get some of that. So what that is, you first turn this on. That's a little factory grease. And what it's there to do, it's there to break in your blade. So if you let this run for like 30 seconds, it's done. And the only thing I'm gonna do now before I touch it to a client, because it's brand new, I'm just gonna clean it real quick with a little bit of spray. And we're gonna get down to business. So there we go. I used a little removable lid. USB-C charging, 2.5 hours of runtime, but most importantly, Echo Crunch blade. One of my favorite clippers to cut hair with, and I have not been cutting much hair with this clipper lately because I've been using the other Jeezy clipper. So, all right, let's see if I can get you guys in a good spot where you don't complain too much. See here. All right, hopefully that's good. I'm not sure if my magnet is working. There we go. Good? Pretty good. All right, y'all, we got to get our gloves on. First things first, safety first, y'all. And I'm not even sure exactly how short we're going to go on the top. We'll probably take it down just a little bit, but we're going to be doing a skin fade on him, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. This is what I don't love. Well, I don't know how you guys get this to work, Chad. What's that? This damn thing. Like, it's good for looking at the ground. So this is one thing I don't love about some gloves here, man. There's been times where I'll try to put gloves on and I'll break like 3 in a row. All right, that's good. And then also we got to get our other camera cooking. I have an idea here, guys. We're going to do half of the haircut. And let's roll. I should probably be taking a before photo, but let's see what we got on top here. I'm going to check this. Got about a number 3. I suppose we might as well start right there, and we'll start debulking. This is phase 1. I'm going to take you guys through all 6 of my phases as I do this, and I'm going to try to give you guys the best possible view. And if that means taking it off of this stupid thing around my neck, I will. Well, here we go. Y'all listen to the crunch. You can definitely hear it. $55 people in the house. Double tap the middle of the screen if you guys are enjoying the content. I got a feeling his haircut is going to come out fresh as hell. He's got some really, really nice hair. What's nice about using this number 3, in his case, his hair is so thick that this 3 is not really going to do a ton. I think it's just going to kind of neaten it up a little bit. And we're going to take you guys through all 6 of the phases. So phase one is just removing bulk, setting in our skin line, and getting everything prepped. Phase two, we're going to omit because that's clipper over comb. We're not going to need phase two. Phase three is going to be cutting the top, which we're actually handling right now during our removing bulk phase. But normally it would be reserved for like a scissor cut if he was going to get the scissors, you know, on top, something like that. And phase four would be the blend. So that'll be the next thing that we jump into. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of helpful checkpoints along the way to make sure that you guys can kind of easily follow these steps. I realize the lighting might not be absolutely perfect, but I promise I will get you guys close with a really good light here towards the end of the haircut. So what we're going to do is we're going to set in our first guideline. This is a really important one, guys, and we're going to actually use, I'm going to switch over to a brush, and we're going to actually use our sabers, and we will go ahead and pick a good spot to make a guideline. I would like to make the guideline probably about right here. I want it to curve, and I'm going to show you guys why we're going to curve it in the end. We're going to start with it fully closed. I'm going to click the lever back just one step. That gives me like a little bit of a grace, a little bit of room, but as you guys can see, it's cutting hella close. So I want this to curve, and it's going to take a little bit of doing to get this just right, the way I want it. And one of the reasons why we want to curve it, you guys, is so that we can preserve a little bit of that edge up in the front. We don't need to preserve a ton. I'm not too worried about that hair that's on the bottom either. Love that crunching sound that we're hearing. Literally taking it straight out of the box. It's got 2 bars. This is just how it came. I did not touch it. I didn't zero gap it. I didn't unscrew nothing. Literally came in the mail. It was sitting in a box, and that's it. I love the look of the black saber. There's also a gold saber, by the way. If you guys just go ahead and tell me down below, which one do you like more? You like the black? You like the gold? I'm going to jump over to this side now. I'm going to try to do my best to match this up and continue to make that little curve shape. Let's see if we could just connect these two right here. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably sitting there and you're looking at whatever. I can't really see the view all that well that you guys are getting. I assume it's probably okay. Double tap the middle of the screen if you guys are enjoying this. We got 133 people in the room and only 11 thumbs up, man. We're providing you guys great free content. We do this all year round, and I've been going live constantly, so I really do appreciate you guys for checking in with me and, you know, making this content be as good as it can be. So always make sure that you direct the client's head more so than your body. We want to make sure that we got this pretty good here in the back. I could see I'm a little higher on this side than I am on this side, which is fine. So like a lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually go ahead and I'll kind of try to find a way to measure this. You could literally just go here and say, okay, we got 2 fingers from the ear. So if I come over here, just an easy way. Most of the time I just eye this up, to be honest, but if you needed some kind of visual aid, there you have one. But we do want to make sure that we get it high enough that we do produce a nice popping kind of skin line. So this is a really important checkpoint, and we really want to make sure we get this right. Want to make sure that I'm looking at the mirror over here, and I don't care too much about all that stuff that's underneath. I just want to make sure that I got him nice and even on both sides, and I still don't. I'm still a little bit low on this side, so I'm going to go just up a tiny, tiny bit. I'm trying not to bobble the camera around a little bit too much too, you guys. You notice how much you move your neck when you're kind of doing this with this little thing around your neck. All right, we got 150 people in the room. Double tap the middle of the screen. I'm showing you guys how to do this live and in real time. Oh, that looks so much better. That's what we were looking for. Just take our time and get it right, you know? Ain't no reason to rush it. We're chasing to, we're chasing to be like the most perfect haircut we could possibly get. And now that I'm using the mirror, I like what I see a lot. All right, you guys, so let's move on to the next step. This is a pretty good checkpoint here. Make sure that you got this correct before you move on. And if you got this correct, anybody can do this. If you got this correct, we can move on to the next step. Next step is going to be grabbing, I guess I'll use the black saber. And I'm going to follow up underneath. And I'm just going to clean up any little hairs that I left off. Now, one of the particulars you want to pay attention to is when you get close to that area where you left off. Remember, we actually did that one click back. So my goal here is to show you guys, especially if you're a beginner, if you're an expert, if you're whatever, my goal here is to show you a super, super easy way to do this. And one of the reasons why I didn't put my trimmer line in right off the rip was because I might have made it really hard for myself to get it out. And this is going to be super easy to remove that line. And these cut really close, you guys. I mean, it almost looks like it's down to skin. And once we're done with this, we'll move on to our last step of phase one before we move into our blend. And I'll give you guys your next checkpoint. And also, I'm going to tell you guys about some potential flaws that you might run into when you do this yourself, and a way to diagnose them and try to prevent them. If you do a really good job in this step, when you are doing the final steps of your haircut, it's all going to come together very easily. If you find yourself chasing around a bunch of different lines at the end of your haircut, it's going to be because, a lot of times it'll be because this particular step was not done correctly. So, get all that worked out, both sides, everything good. Okay, so there's a checkpoint right there. We want to make sure that we got everything removed. Good time to grab one of our studio blowers and chill them out a little bit, clean them up a little bit. And the next step here is going to be the last step, which I'm actually going to use a slower moving electric shaver like the Rebel for the sides. This is the Mr. Cartoon edition. I love this thing. I love the artwork. I love the creativity. I like Mr. Cartoon. We all like tattoos. I mean, everybody in here likes getting tattoos. I think so many of our customers come in with them. So those of you guys who don't know, Mr. Cartoon is one of the best tattoo artists, if not the best tattoo artist on the face of the earth. And his artwork is super famous. So you see how easy it is to blend when you have something that moves a little slower. Now, if I was doing a bigger section, this is fine. Look how fast this does it. Done, right? That was easy. But I don't really need to be using that all the time. Like in the regular Rebel, you can get this one, if you don't do the Mr. Cartoon one, you can get this one for like $80. And these are fantastic. Really, really easy to blend with. And that's all I'm really trying to do. I'm trying to blend things in properly and, you know, make life easy on myself. That instinct is so powerful that I could definitely see myself making a mistake when I'm trying to keep the fade right here. I'm going to check out some of your guys' comments here in a second. But before we do that, let's do one more little review here. This is your final checkpoint of phase one. Make sure that you don't see any line in between where you went with skin and where you went with your first step. All right. And we also want to make sure it's even on both sides, but we've already crossed that checkpoint. So that's a place that we don't go past. If we don't got it right, we don't go past that place. All right, double tap the middle of the screen if you guys are enjoying the content. It will like the video. You don't have to leave the video to like the video. I'm going to check out some of your guys' comments here in just a second, and I'll move this along. We're going to do our next step here. Fully open taper. Always start this behind the ear. Why? Because I can already see the hair is super fine up here. You guys see that there's less hair here. There's a lot more hair here. And if you make a mistake, it would be much better if that mistake was made back here. So all we're going to do is we're going to set our guideline in about the width of a finger. And I'm not flipping you guys off, at least not all of you. So we're going to try to keep that curve, that same shape. And notice here in the front how quickly that just kind of busted that all down. This clipper looks so clean with the Sabre like logo being all smoked out there. I'm not sure how well that kind of shows it, but man, these blades, I realize this is an expensive clipper, you guys, but these blades right here really make cutting hair simple. You can hear them. You got this feedback. You can kind of really keep track of your section. And you know when it's time to go. Like, listen, nothing's cutting. Nothing's cutting. That section is done. I know it's time to move on. Go to this section. Once you get some practice in, you guys will find like blending super easy with this. On a clipper that's been like, honestly, at the very top of my rotation lately has been my Jeezy. I love this Jeezy clipper so much, man. I use this constantly. My personal favorite clipper. So now what we want to do here, we want to make sure that our guideline is exactly the way we want it to be. We're looking at the width of that guideline, and I want to make sure it's the same all the way around. If it's not, make sure you make it the same all the way around. That space that we just made here, that's space that we need. We need the space to get this done. If you want to have a super clean fade like the one you're about to see when we're done here, make sure that you've done this step correctly. Make sure that you've created enough width here. A problem that I see a lot of other barbers doing is a lot of times they try to make this section too skinny and they don't actually give themselves enough room to get this blend done. So, all right. I'm gonna flip this around. Here, we're gonna give you guys a different view here for a couple minutes. And double tap the middle of the screen if you guys are enjoying this tutorial, if you guys are enjoying this content. I'm checking out some of your comments now. I can see your comments. So let's see here, man. Appreciate you guys. Hello, hello, CT, hello, Lithium, hello. If y'all want a shout out, drop it in the comments. And the next step we're gonna be doing is with our number one, double tap the middle of the screen. Let's get to 100 likes, you guys. That would be so cool. We're using the guards that came with the Jeezy, but actually I never did open the clipper. You guys who are showing up late don't know, but I literally used this straight out of the box. It just got here in the mail. We were live the whole time. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with our number one. We're gonna click it all the way close, and then we're gonna kick it 2 clicks back. 1, 2. He said, I haven't watched you for the longest time. Appreciate you, man, for checking in now. And we're gonna put together a really fresh cut for you guys. When this is over, I'm gonna bring you guys in for a close look with a nice light. You guys are gonna see how all this actually comes together. So now all we're doing is the exact same thing. We're gonna do our same guideline, exact same thing that we just did. And we're just setting in a guideline. We're not really trying to blend anything out yet. If you notice, my clipper has been pretty well horizontal, moving up into the guideline this entire time. Now, this live has been going for 18 minutes and 7 seconds, and the clipper has been running almost the entire time. So for some of you guys are probably wondering, hey, does it get hot? You guys ask questions. The specifics on the Jeezy clipper are 3 hours of runtime, Echo Crunch blade, Instinct motor, USB-C charging stand, blood red tight guards, and I think I got pretty much all of that right there. And I'm sure some of you guys are probably sitting back wondering, like, which one's better, the Saber or the Jeezy? Yo, I don't know what to tell you. They're so close. I'll do a video where I'll do a deep dive and really give you guys all the facts and everything that, help make you guys a good decision. But I love them both, man. And I like using both of them a ton. So, all right. Notice this has been on the whole time. I'm gonna keep it running. All right, let's see how hot it gets right now. Let's just see how hot it is right now. 84 degrees. 84 degrees, not even as hot as the skin. So they do stay pretty cool. I've never run into any issues with these heating up. So look at our guidelines, guys. We got one guideline. We got a little residual between our half. We have our number one. And on top, if you guys recall, we started this with a number 3. So our first blending section, we're gonna go with our number 1.5. We're gonna put another guide in, 1, 2, but I think this one's gonna blend. So now all of them have been horizontal because I'm trying to put in a nice straight guideline. Now we're gonna put them in a little bit on an angle. And this is what's gonna cause some of this to start to fade into the top, hopefully. And maybe we gotta reach for a number 2, maybe we don't, we'll find out. But we're trying to kind of see if we can meet that length on the top. So going in at different angles, and it looks like instead of that happening, we're going to wind up with a little bit of another guideline maybe. That's actually looking pretty good. We're going to open and start closing. This is the only step where we've done any opening and closing. We basically have a series of guidelines that now we're going to remove. 200 people in the room. Double tap the middle of the screen. Let's get 100 thumbs up, you guys. 100 thumbs up. Let's go. It's Friday. We took the time out of the day to do this. My guy's been sitting patiently in the chair. He's dealing with this. And, you know, we appreciate you guys all for jumping in here. All right. Some arguments breaking out in the comments, all right? You guys are fighting over what's better, Wall or Andis, and the truth is they're both antiquated technology made by companies that were once giants that are no longer even making anything significant, charging you higher prices, providing you less value, and there's so many better options than what they're providing in my mind right now. And I mean, I know you guys, some of you guys are fans of those companies, and that's cool. And you like what those companies have done, and that's totally cool. But the reality is, Stylecraft would not be here, JRL would not be here if they weren't providing something that was superior. They had a lock on the market. You got to think about that. Hey, we're going to go up to the number 2 now. We're going to open it 2 clicks, and I'm hoping that we can get this top to tie in a little cleaner. And then we're going to start to remove our guidelines. All of our guidelines are going to get removed, and this haircut's going to start to come together really nicely. You'll notice that we haven't even really done much blending, and this side's already starting to blend out pretty good. I'll put you guys back in the driver's seat here in a second. I just needed a break from that thing around my neck. I'll put you back on the POV here. We get to 100 thumbs up. I'll put the POV back. Come on. Give me 100 thumbs up. Double tap the middle of the screen. Show some love. I really do appreciate you guys, and, you know, we're going to be paying off a barber tuition for somebody in need real soon. I can't give you guys any dates, but all I can say is we have had some movement behind the scenes. We have some money, and we want to give it to people who are in barber school, who could benefit from it. And, you know, it's been a big kind of goal of mine since I started doing this YouTube channel. I always thought one day I would have enough money to pay off people's barber tuition. Hey, if you guys ain't got one of these, you guys need to scoop one of these. You need to scoop one of these. We got 59 thumbs up, man. You guys must not want it that bad. All right, I'm not gonna hold you guys all back from the 59 thumbs up. So let me tuck my beard back in. See what I gotta go through, you guys. My beard is so big it just covers everything. Let's see here if we can get this back on. My man. Appreciate you guys. Seems like we got a pretty civilized room here. This is unusual, but we're happy for it. Okay, so let's review, you guys, real quick. We just did all of these steps. Basically, all we've done is set in a bunch of guidelines. If some of it has blended, well, that's great, but it doesn't really matter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start removing these guidelines. And one of the ways that I like to do that in the first place is going to be starting with the 1. I'm going to actually downfade this a little bit because I've never cut his hair before. So I'd rather do it a little bit on the safe side and work my way down. So we have a series of guidelines, and the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my 1 fully open, and I'm going to start to open and close it, and I'm going to keep it on an angle. You guys are going to see that this is probably going to bust out a lot of this area that's not perfect, and we're going to do what's called sandwiching here. I'm going to make sure that I got this top addressed pretty good, and then we're going to get rid of that bottom line. And this is phase 4, you guys. When we move on to phase 5, we'll be doing the edge up. We'll make sure we get our man as fresh as possible. And we're going to play around with the lever here, opening and closing it. Hey, do you guys prefer your clipper, the clipper if it was black or gold? You like to have colors? I know one thing. The black ones in Texas really sold well for Fort Worth Barber Supply. They told me that they just couldn't hold on to them. And it seems like probably across the board, I think these were the ones that sold out the quickest. I know a lot of people did like the gold, but there's something kind of cool and subtle about this, the look of this clipper. Now, some of you guys like to do like half of the haircut on one side and then the other half on the other side. You know, like you'll do like the entire haircut. And I think that wastes a lot of time, you guys. I think it's a lot smarter to work your steps all the way around the head. For one, I think it's going to make you more accurate. But for two, you can see these guidelines on this side a little bit better, you guys. Double tap the middle of the screen. We're only like, we're not that many away. You can see these guidelines really good. Our closed taper guideline, then we have our open taper guideline, and then we have a little residual going into the top. The part we're attacking right now is the top part, that little bit of residual, and we want to make sure that we get that to lay nice. Just using a corner, making sure you turn it on its side, using the corner, manipulate the clipper a little bit like this, a little bit like this, a little bit like that. And, you know, really the thing that's guiding me is not so much my strategy. I'm being guided by my eyes. I'm letting my eyes kind of tell me where I need to go. Which is why it's so important, you guys, to have some decent lighting, which I have lighting that's like really far away, and I'm not in love with it right now. So I'm going to try to bring this lighting a little closer in so I can see a little better myself. Just for me, not really even for you guys. Start closing that up a little bit. Keeping it on an angle or lifting one or the other side. Opening it, closing it. Do what you got to do. Let your eyes guide you to the sections. You can hear it. There's nothing easier than like when you can hear your clipper. Can hear it. I wonder if I could get some hair off with my, if I went back to my 1.5 fully closed. See, this is what it's called, like when we're fading down, that might mean I need to take a step back. Like I noticed that my one open, one closed was not enough to deal with that top part of that section. So I wanted to make sure that I went back to my 1.5 and I got this right. And while I got it out, I might as well try to push a little bit, apply a little pressure to the scalp and see if I can't make this buff out a little bit more all the way around. Sometimes we got to take one step back, you guys. But it's going to be to take a great and giant leap forward. Now we're going to get the rest of this blend just fresh as could be coming in the next steps here. We're almost at 100 thumbs up, man. If we get to 100, I promise I will not bother you no more. I swear. I won't say a word. We'll be cool. You and me will be cool. All right, we're going to start right here. We're going to close our clipper all the way down. As you guys can see, I don't know how impressed you guys are, but this clipper just literally came out of a box. I did nothing to it. I'm showing you guys exactly how it works, how it sounds, how it looks. And we're using the corner of the blade. And we're going to find this pretty easy to wipe out because remember in the beginning we actually started our guideline one click open. So now what we're going to do here is I'm kind of working this out in like small sections. Like here to here is kind of what I'm paying that attention to. And I'm going to little by little start clicking up on this. Little by little, clicking down as I go back to this side. I'm not worried about any of this up here. I have the half guard. I have other techniques I'll use for that. And I think that's something that a lot of newer barbers kind of worry about. They don't know how to departmentalize a little bit. Like the only thing that I give a crap about right now is how good of a job I'm doing at removing that bottom line. 75 thumbs up. We do appreciate you guys. And we got some walk-ins. We'll do it on this side here. I'm breaking my own rule, guys. Start behind here, right behind the ear. And we're going to flick up and out.
He has an appointment. I'm like, if you have time. Yeah. Anybody else?
It,
Unless you want to come tomorrow morning early, I can do 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, they have
if you want, how many need cuts?
that one.
Just one? I'll do it if you just give me some time to finish this one.
Okay, how much longer for this one?
I probably need about 25 more minutes, maybe a little less. I'm sorry, I just want to.
I can do tomorrow at 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m.
And then we
Or
did
Tuesday,
81 thumbs up. See, I was about to take a walk in. Y'all see that?
Thursday, Friday.
119 of y'all in the room. Sometimes we got to stop. We got to take care of these clients. You know what I mean? It's only one kid's cut. We talked about that this morning. I always take a walk in if I can. Using that corner of the blade, clicking it up little by little, one click at a time. One thing that's nice to think about here, guys, is using only a couple of teeth here. So like only using really like, think about like using like 2 or 3 teeth maybe. That's all we're really doing here. And if I get the good light going, which I might have to plug it in, we're gonna use this to check out, so you guys can see what it really looks like, because you're not really getting a great view of how it actually looks. So like right now, this is what we're actually dealing with. It's not far from being done, but it's not done. You know what I mean? We still haven't done the very back, but we're doing a good job of getting rid of that bottom line. So like I know some of you guys are sitting back like, oh man, the haircut, blah blah blah. You got to realize there's a limit to what cell phones will show you. But YouTube loves when I go live with a cell phone. Otherwise, I'd be live with that camera right there. But YouTube would never show it to nobody, so they prefer it like this. And you know what? Whatever they want, man. Just gonna keep doing the exact same thing here. We're almost done with this step, and we're gonna go on to really the final step of our blend, and we'll move on to phase 5. That's gonna be the edge up. If you guys want, you guys can start picking out whatever trimmer you want me to use. You use a saber. I can go around and grab one of these other guys' trimmers if you'd rather see that. Otherwise, it'll be a saber, because that's pretty much what I've been using a lot. I left my Rebel at home. I love that Rebel trimmer a lot. It's a great trimmer. All right, so now, if you notice, we have a tiny bit of residual right there. It'd be really easy to fix that. We're gonna need to fix that a little bit right there and over here. So I don't know how many barbers are out here showing you guys live cuts like this, but I've been doing this a lot over the last couple of weeks. This has been a huge thing that I've been trying to do, just showing you guys like, look, whatever clipper I pick up, whatever trimmer I pick up, whatever thing I do, I'm just showing you guys how I do it. And we're gonna do this with everything. We'll do it with some wall clippers. We'll do it with some babeless clippers. Okay, so I wanna point something out. The half card does not do anything unless you have it about halfway open. Fully closed, this will actually cut the hair closer than this will, open taper. So if you understand that, then you'll know. One of the reasons why I always go fully closed and then I go 2 clicks back, 1, 2, is because this is really the only length that this actually hits. So we'll use this, but we're still gonna move it around a little bit. We'll still open and close it some, but I always start by using it like that at first. See what that does. And notice that just happened to target that little bit of residual. And then the other thing that's kind of nice to know is if I put this half guard fully open, it's actually going to leave the haircut longer than a number 1 in the closed position. I have charts to prove all this. If we were on my computer, I could show you, but that's essentially the case. Little open, little closed. So just using them corners, and when I tell you guys to go halfway, like 1, 2 clicks, when I tell you guys to do this, I don't mean that you have to keep it there. You're not being guided by a technique. You're being guided by your eyes. Eyes are the best tool you guys got. So do not feel like you need to be a slave to some kind of technique. Like, oh, I did this on this side, so that means I got to do this on this side. No, none of that matters. Your eyes are the only thing that matters, and what you see as far as what you're trying to fix is the only thing that matters. I'll put you guys back up on the stand so I can see some of your comments, because I haven't seen a comment in a while. But I do see that we're only 10 small thumbs up. So double tap the middle of the screen. 10 of you guys double tap the middle of the screen. I'll start answering some of your comments. And I'm curious to see what you guys are saying. Normally I like to interact with you guys. But at the same time, really appreciative. We almost got 100 thumbs up. So if you double tap the center of the screen, that's all you got to do. A lot more people can get to see this. I can do this more often if you guys enjoy this, or if you're just sitting back kind of hating on me, whatever. Don't want to hit the button. I get it. 6 away. Come on, 6 of you. 6 away. That's all I could see, guys. I can only see the thumb up, thumb down button from the POV. Y'all see the POV? This is how I'm standing too. I hope you guys are happy. Can I get a couple thumbs up for the way I'm standing? You can take them back if you think I'm lying. I'm not a big fan of cutting with this thing around my neck, especially between this and my beard. But I do it for the people, man. I'm a man of the people. What can I say? 100 thumbs up. There we go. All right, I'll start answering some of y'all questions. Let's put you guys over here. Take a little break from this thing. Prime time in the house. What up, G? Nice skills, John Doe says. Thank you. Appreciate that. Speak on how people think 40 is too much for a cut. Oh, that's right, man. That's been kind of viral. People think $40 is too much for a haircut. You got options out there, man. There's a super cuts near you. You don't have to pay 40. But I'll tell you guys what. If you guys want to hear something that's kind of fun, a lot of you guys haven't been cutting hair as long as me. But back in the day, we were doing like a number 2 on the back and sides, scissors on top, and we were charging people anywhere from $15 to $20. So they didn't want a whole lot of stuff. But when we got to go through this, we do a fade, we do an edge up, we do all this other stuff. Well, that costs money. And one of the ones that I seen earlier today was, how much should a barber charge? And y'all drop it in the comments. How much should a barber charge for a home visit? So if I'm going to leave the shop that I'm making money at currently, you just seen a bunch of walk-ins came in. So if I'm going to leave the shop and go to your house, how much money should that cost you? Drop it in the comments. Not to mention the inconvenience of it all. All right, we're going to do his edge up, guys. We're going to do an edge up. We're going to grab our comb. And I really should do and analyze his edge. I've never cut his hair before, guys, so I have no idea what kind of stuff we're going to run into. And that's why I've been so careful. All right, so if I put his head forward, you guys can see right here, he's got a colic. It's a little funny. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to work with it. We'll take off some of the bangs, and we're just trying to make it as straight as we can. He said $100, $150, $120, $100. I think you guys are saying like 100 plus tip. I agree. I don't think anybody should consider a house call for less than 100. And, you know, depending on how far away it is, it could be even more. Okay, real quick, I want to talk about phase 5. 3 points of contact. 1, 2, and then 3 when I touch him. So look, 1, I touch him here because I want to anticipate if he moves. I want to know if he moves and me keeping that hand up there. 2, I want to use my middle finger again to kind of balance against his scalp. And 3, when I actually put the trimmer blade down. That's 3 points of contact that allow me to be pretty accurate. And I have noticed that edge ups is definitely something that people struggle with in the beginning, but you can definitely learn. When you get some practice under your belt. I remember there was a barber that was working here a while ago, and he did an edge up on a client. It was good. He didn't do no harm. He didn't do no harm at all, but it wasn't good enough. And I went over there and I showed him a couple of tricks right in front of the customer. He was super appreciative. And you know what? He was surprised at how much finagling I did, how much times I went back and forth to it. He said, "You'll spend that much time on an edge up?" I said, "It takes what it takes. I don't care how much time I spend. It's got to be perfect." Most important part of the haircut. You guys think you can have a bad fade with a good edge up and still get away with it, or a good fade with a bad edge up? What would you rather have? All right, I'm gonna show you guys another little trick on how I like to hold it a lot too. So this is one way, obviously, the way that I've been holding it. But I like to hold it like this a lot too, you guys. This is like a pencil grip. So with the pencil grip, I get real
I'm a
detail.
Raiders fan, but I'm hometown. It's Philly. So, yeah, I like BARBER.
How easy that is?
Yeah, dude, I can't believe the Giants got rid of him.
This edge up is starting to look pretty straight, you guys. Oh, and don't worry, we will be using some enhancements. We will be using some enhancements. Bad fade, good lineup. That's right. I'd much rather have a good lineup. I think it's the most important. What do you think, bro? Would you rather have a fade that was a little bit suspect but a really good lineup, or a crooked lineup with a perfect fade?
Good lineup, bro.
He said a good lineup, no doubt. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, dude, that's a
He said a good lineup, dude. Don't even try me. That's what he said. All right, y'all. Let's do our edge up here on the side here. And then we're going to have some detail work that we're going to do. So this is still phase 5. I'll show you guys how we're going to do this little arching technique. I call this the anchor and the pivot. So we're going to anchor somewhere, usually with the knuckle, and then we're going to pivot around our anchor point. So that's pretty much how we do that. And now you're going to notice some people are not afraid to go a lot deeper into the lineup, but I am. I hate doing it. If I go deep into the interior of the haircut, that's all going to grow back super quick. It'll look really cool for like my picture today, but it's not going to be cool for the customer. So I try to just really, really naturally line them up. He said you can have a decentish fade, and you can have a decentish fade and a crisp lineup, and it will make that fade look way better. I see what you're saying. You're not lying. Right here, same thing. We're going to pivot around something. Now I know in this case there is no hair around his ears, but if there was, I love these. I like these liners. If there was, right, another place that we normally would line somebody up would be around the ears. So a lot of times I'll put the pivot point here, and I'll arch my wrist just like this. And again, here, and arch my wrist back this way. So, no, we got more blending to do. We're not done. And you guys can't really see it anyways, so it don't really matter. I realize the cell phone's got limited, it's limited what you can see on a cell phone, but I'm gonna bring you guys in for a super close look with a really good light. And I'll be doing that for the benefit of both me and you. But next, what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna put some color in here. And we're gonna make the edge up, kind of stand up, pop, and then we'll go through and we'll do our phase 6. Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate it. Man, this has been a really cool lobby. Over 100 thumbs up. You guys are the best. So this is what we're gonna do. We are going to some Kiss Express. And I gotta find something to pour it in or on. Sweet.
I is like 72.
All right, we're good. So we got this right here. It's one of my favorite little brushes for it. I'm gonna make sure it's clean. I don't want there to be any like little bit that's from the residual. Sometimes it could get like, I don't know, a little crusty. You don't want to paint that on nobody. And grab something clean to dump some of this on. We don't need a ton. He's got really good hair. So we're not doing a big reconstructive like we do on Maxwell. I know you guys like to tee off on his edge up, but my man here has got a really, really nice edge up. So bring it in. And let me tip you this way. And let's go. I'll go POV here if you want. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to go POV here. So my goal was to actually get this nice and evenly distributed here. That did not exactly happen, but we'll go right here. We're gonna use a Q-tip afterwards, but the first steps I like to do, kind of comb up, comb down a little bit, and then we'll use a Q-tip afterwards to make sure that we get this all the way we want it to be. I actually don't have a spray gun right now, But at the same time, I don't really feel like I absolutely need one. I actually have always really liked painting this in. And I noticed it lasts a little bit. Lasts a little bit longer when we do this. All right, we just went back to the brush. I got a little bit more. We're going to jump over to the other side. He doesn't have like big problems with the edge up. His edge up is really clean. But if you look, like the hair is like a tiny bit faint right here and here. And that's all we're kind of seeking to clean up here. So on this side, do the same thing. I'll get you guys back in the POV if you want it. Just say the word. I'm going to look at the comments here in a second. I want to comb this up and get the skin stained a little bit here.
What do you think about
Then I'll comb it back down.
Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom? Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, man. Is that like Iron Man coming back from the?
It's all right if you get a little bit where you don't want it. You'll see. We're going to address that in just a second.
Really? Like a different Tony Stark? Ah. It's got to be something like that.
All right. Here we go, guys.
And No Way Home? Yeah, that was great, dude.
The next thing we're going to do real quickly, we'll take a Q-tip. And this is exactly why I wasn't too worried about it. Take a little bit of aftershave, and we're going to spray it on a couple Q-tips. I do this whether I get extra stuff in a place I don't want. But watch how easy this comes off. But the truth is that this color, once it dries, will actually last them a couple of days. That's much better. We got a lot of that off. We'll do it on the other side. We'll do a little bit more. And I still haven't even used the razor yet, guys. So we're still going to be doing a little bit of an edge up here. There we go, y'all. Coming together. Man, I don't think nothing sets it off like a little bit of color in the front, man. I think that looks so cool. I know I got a little heavy in here, so I take the Q-tip in here and just clean it a little bit. We still got a little work to do on the fade too, you guys. Still got a tiny bit of work to do on the fade. Not much, but we're getting there. So next thing we're going to do here is we're going to take our razor, real quick razor, and we are going to spray. I'm going to spray a little bit of my aftershave on this blade. So this is going to allow me to push that color around just a little bit. And now I think it's a good time to actually switch back to POV mode. So let's go POV mode activated, y'all. Man, it's like this phone case or whatever. I feel like it's going to fall out, but I guess it's in there pretty good. So now we'll switch back to this. And first thing I want to do is kind of follow up where I went with that color. So I want to pull on the skin. Oh, I hope my phone doesn't fall. I knew it. I knew it was going to fall. All right, we're going to try again. There we go. We got to get it snapped in there. It just, these POV things kind of suck, y'all. You can't even imagine how hard this is. I'm gonna return you guys back to the thing. I'm sorry. Seems like no matter how I move, you guys are not gonna see it. So we're moving it right over here. Oh, how much better that is. I love being free of that thing. Double tap thumbs up. You guys can see this is pretty tough to do, to be honest. It'll come straight against the grain right there. Let's see if we can't get just a tiny bit more right there. I love these brushes for this exact purpose right here. These brushes are great for that. All right, and we're back to our razor. We're gonna spray it one more time.
That's why like Ross Creations, like really do pranks. They're always just like my favorite one was they did this video where they used an actual live grizzly bear. And some part of the video the bear got loose for a second.
It's kind of the same as when we did the edge up, you guys. When we did the edge up, I told you guys 3 points of contact,
So like as a joke,
and that's exactly what we got going on.
we're all aware of the video. We know that it was.
Thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up.
So we had
114 people still in the room. We're gonna do good on this live, man. Do good on this live.
I was like, no way. We had to go to waste. Yeah. But we humanely relocated it.
Pulling on the skin, getting it tight, making sure all my lines are tight. Most important part of the fade, we already unanimously agreed. It definitely was the edge up. Coming together, y'all. We're gonna pull down a little bit. Use the heel of the blade on this side. Use the tip. Now, if we follow up here, we have any like little hairs that are not, that are sticking up now. A lot of times you go underneath the edge up, and sometimes that happens. So I'll just follow up a little bit underneath here.
No. Shear's coming out with him and Jim Carrey.
And now it is time to do
It looks funny, bro.
our phase 6 and final detail. All right, hope you guys are ready. This trimmer is the Saber trimmer. Saber trimmer from Stylecraft. My personal favorite trimmer on earth. And what we're gonna do here first, before we start just like randomly doing things, we should actually kind of have a look at the mistakes. So let's actually light these up so you guys can see them. You guys see I'm going through a lot of work here to show you guys this. Really do go through a lot of work here to make sure that you guys can see all the pieces to the puzzle here. But if we come in here, yeah, three doors down, one up, right there. So, all right, right in here, we have a little bit that we need to clean up on this side. Other than that, it's not too bad. So we'll clean that up. I'm showing you guys that with that, but at the same time, like I can actually see these mistakes here in this room. It's just the cell phone doesn't really show you guys. Now, what I'm gonna use is a little bit of shear over comb. And if you notice, I'm actually using real shears here. I like using really, my real shears the most for this. I feel like I can get real specific. But if you don't feel super comfortable with the shears, don't feel like for a second that you couldn't pick up your texturizing shears. With the texturizing shears, using the fine side of the comb. Really like what we got going on here. Okay, my gold sabers. My gold sabers actually have a taper blade on them. And a lot of times, this is the easiest way to fix any like little tiny issues. Now we're talking, guys. Almost done. Really close to being done. Now we're getting somewhere. Now this side's starting to look good. I'll show you guys the whole thing all together. But this side's starting to look good. The back, to be honest, actually looks pretty good. I can see a whole lot of mistakes, but we're gonna move them around and see if we can find any. Yeah, right in here. There's a little bit that could be cleaned up right there. And that looks like a job for the taper blade. Any barber that likes to make things easy on himself, any barber is going to have one or two clippers that they usually kind of go to at this point in the haircut. Two of my personal favorites for phase 6 here, for the final details of a haircut, two of my personal favorites are the Saber, or I like using the Rogue a lot. The Rogue is something that will always be on my station right here. And this is just two things that are super, super easy to blend with. And they just, you know, having these on your station are just little couple options that you got. And these are super cheap. These are $99. That looks pretty good. This side, let's take this way a little bit though. Beautiful. We're getting somewhere there. All right, in here, we got just a little bit. I'd like to do that with the half guard. So if I got this this clipper in my hand with a half guard on here, there's actually a fade blade on this clipper, which makes the half guard behave a little different. So you guys can see, you guys can see, I think this is looking really good, guys. Hey, which Kiss Express would you use, Kenny? Which one of these would you use? Yeah, I want to make sure I don't have the right one. You got that card? All right. Yeah. All right, so now we're just going to do like a tiny bit of touch up here. Now the original color that I put in, you guys, that color actually lasts a couple of days. It's in Naples, Florida, guys. Naples, Florida. Look straight down a little bit. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. You already knew what's up, bro. Man, Jaden already knew what's up. You done been through this before, huh? So this product here is called Tintation. It's from Kiss Express. Super easy to do. And what's kind of nice about this is a good product for you guys to get used to doing enhancements. If you're not used to it, you know, it works well. It fills in the spots that are not absolutely perfect. And it satisfies the barber's need for absolute perfection, which probably exceeds the client's need for perfection. So right here. Try not to get in your guys' way here. Let's bring you guys right in here. Ready? I don't know how well you're looking at them or not, but here we go. We'll put it right here like this.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. All good, brother. All good.
Nice. Now right here, I'll show you guys a little trick here. A lot of people don't think to use their scissors, but that's what they're great for. A lot of things your scissors are actually really good for. All right, y'all ready to come in for a closer look for the main event? I got a really nice light here. Just gonna dust them off real quick. I'll tell you guys what, I'm so ready to take this thing off. Hold up. I am so ready. How's this thing come off? Get this off my neck. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's nice. Okay, you guys ready to see it? Y'all ready? Drum roll, please. Appreciate you for subscribing. Thank you so much. We go live like this all the time. If you guys enjoy content like this, you will find it here for sure. And we're going to turn this little light on here. I use this literally every day, all day long to check out my haircuts, make sure everything's cool. And it really helps me get some nice photos. But unfortunately, it's dying, so I gotta hurry up and get this last bit. All right, check it out. How's that haircut, y'all? What y'all think? What about on this side? We any good? What about that edge up? Is that pretty straight? Right here in Naples, Florida, guys. We're here in Naples, Florida. I'm honestly kind of proud of the haircut, y'all. I'm kind of proud of the haircut. I see one little thing. If I kept him here all day, I'd keep seeing things, but I see one little thing, y'all. Did y'all spot it? Did y'all spot the one little thing? I'll show you the back here. Give me 1 second. I did it on purpose to see if you catch it. Nah, it's just a tiny bit right here. All right, y'all want to see the very back? Come on with it. He said I'm not too far, man. Come on with it. We'll be happy to have you here, bro. All right, y'all. That's the back. That's what the back looks like. All right, man. We got to get a cool photo for the thumbnail, but really do appreciate all of you guys for checking in here with me live. Thank you so much for the compliments. This is actually a really good and professional room, obviously full of people who are desirous of becoming a barber. We took the Saber 2, for those of you guys who are just jumping in here, we took the Saber 2 straight out of the box. And we did this whole haircut with the Saber 2. We didn't use anything other than that. We literally just pulled it out and went to work. And if anything, that's a great testament to these types of tools. They're literally ready to go the moment you get them out of the box. And if you guys want to use my code Eddie with Stylecraft, you guys can save 15%. And if you prefer to buy something outside of Stylecraft, you guys can go ahead and you can save 10% with Fort Worth Barber Supply using the code Eddie10. Also, don't be afraid to check out my sponsor that makes it possible for me to do all this, and that would be Booked In. And Booked In is the sponsor that is directly related to the Barber Tuition Initiative, where we will be giving away a barber tuition for somebody in need. And check this out, y'all. I brought a different lens for the hair, for the photo. Y'all want to see the photo I'm about to get? I think I want them this way. You guys want to be in the photo or not? I think you guys do want to be in the photo, so I'm gonna make you guys a part of this photo, okay? We gotta get this thing turned back on. Okay, we're good with that. A little bit lighter. love it. Check this out, bro. Hey. Yo, check it out. That's about to be the thumbnail of the video. This is about to be the thumbnail of the video. That's why having like a good light and a good camera is so important, guys. A lot of you guys. What's that?
What's your channel called again?
YouTube Barber Academy, right there. Dude, I don't forgot to do your eyebrows.
I'm gonna give you a new subscriber.
Hey, he said he's gonna subscribe, guys. He didn't even know we were doing any of this, did you? Well, I didn't know we were doing this either because your pops texted and was like, "Yo, somebody needs to cut his hair."
Yeah, I have a game tonight, so
What do you play?
flag football.
Oh, shoot, dude. I hope you win, dog. That's cool, man. Well, one way or the other, you can be looking fresh while you out there. All right, let me hit you with some aftershave, bro. You're like good to go. As soon as I find it. I got such a mess on my station, y'all. I want to hit him with a little bit of aftershave. So we put aftershave in the Stylecraft bottle, and this the Stylecraft bottle here. But we want to make sure that his skin, you know, is protected and healed up. So I love using these things for that purpose. And we're gonna make sure we shave the very bottom. Yo, I think we got a lot of views, bro. How many views do you think we got in total? Talking to you, Jenny. How many views do you think we got? 250? You think so? Oh, I think it might be a little more than that. All right, you guys, subscribe if you're not already. This is the YouTube Barber Academy, over 900 videos to help you learn. We go live like this all the time. Smash the thumbs up on the way out. If you just double tap the center of the screen, helps the channel out so much. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace, I'm out.